You're standing in the aisle of a store, staring at something that costs $15. You know you have the money, but your feet are glued to the floor. Do I need this? Is it wasteful? Can I justify it? Your chest tightens like you're about to make a mistake that will ruin everything. It's just a candle or a coffee, but it feels like a test you're about to fail. This isn't about being frugal. It's the echo of a childhood where you had to be the responsible one. The exhaustion of someone who has been an adult since they were 6 years old. You know the script by heart. You're so mature for your age. You're an old soul. People said it like a compliment, but to you, it just felt heavy. It felt like a role someone handed you when you were too small to say no. And now, ironically, you feel the opposite, like everyone else got the manual and you're just improvising. You were the kid who could handle anything, the one who managed the emotions of the room. Now you're the adult who needs 3 hours to recover from a grocery run. You feel like you're aging in reverse, capable then, crumbling now. And the worst part is the shame of it. Because on paper, you should be fine. You're safe. But that's exactly when the collapse happens. It's the Saturday morning when you wake up and can't move. Not because you're sick, but because the adrenaline finally ran out. You spent decades holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Now that it hasn't, your body doesn't know how to exhale. So you look at your unwashed dishes. You look at the texts you haven't replied to in 3 days, and you tell yourself you're just lazy. I used to be able to do so much more than this. And that's the betrayal. Your own capacity, the thing that saved you, has turned into the yardstick you use to beat yourself up. You are judging your peace by the standards of your war, and you don't know how to put it down. Here is what is actually happening. You are not declining. You are a tree that was forced to bear fruit before it grew roots. In nature, a tree puts energy down before it pushes up. It reaches down into the dark before it ever reaches for the light. But your environment didn't allow for that. The need was too immediate. You had to produce. You had to be the shade and the fruit. You had to be useful to survive. So you skipped the growing down and went straight to the growing up. What you are feeling now isn't a rot. It is the sound of your energy finally changing direction. You are trying to grow roots as an adult that you should have been allowed to grow in your single digits. This is not regression. This is repair. Of course you're tired. Growing roots is heavy work. It requires time where nothing looks like it's happening above ground. The world looks at you and sees someone stalling. You look at yourself and see someone failing. But under the surface, for the first time in your life, you are grabbing hold of the earth. You are not falling behind. You are just finally starting the real work. You're not the only one standing in that aisle. There are people who woke up exhausted in a way sleep doesn't fix, who held their family together before they learned long division. You recognize them instantly, not because they told you, but because you saw the hesitation and knew exactly what it was. The quiet shock of finally being allowed to ask, "What do I want?" So buy the thing, or don't. But know this, that freeze isn't a flaw. It's the first tender shoot of a root going down. You're not failing, you're rooting. If this video felt like looking in a mirror, send it to the person who's always been the strong one. Tell them they're allowed to be tired too.